Welcome to Coffee with Mary
And Leigh.
We have a little store, Inspire Studio, in the village of Oak Creek, which is part of Sedona. We have jewelry, we have crystals, we do psychic readings, and we decided to make this these little videos or vignettes about the things that we get while we're doing readings. We seem to be finding that we have different themes that we do while we read. So we would like to, and while we do our own personal work, and we'd like to share that with everyone.
Yeah, and I think one of the first things that we got this year was that we were part of a ceremony that brought out the bear energy, and it felt like it was going out into the world. And that had to do with spring, it had to do with awakening, it had to do with uncovering lost and hidden teachings. And that doesn't mean just teachings, you know, they're not just gonna find new stuff in Egypt. You know,
Right.
People are gonna find new stuff in their hearts, in their own healing work, some of their own gifts and concepts changing and growing and adding to them, because that bear energy, it's out of the earth and it's waking everybody up even more and more.
And that's sort of what we see with people who come in to get a reading, is that they're starting to wake up, and they're sort of like, oh, what is going on with me? What is this about? You know, just sort of a little bit out of sorts. And that's what awakening can do. A lot of people think that the awakening process is rainbows and unicorns, and
Yeah.
you know, and it can be at moments, but most of the time it's
it was all good. And really, I went to a ceremony, I came home, and my life was a train wreck because I didn't know how I fit into it anymore.
right. Everything kind of, all your paradigms, all your beliefs sort of start to crumble, and it's almost like you have to build yourself back up and into your newness. And this new energy that's coming in is it's more about really being in your heart and doing what you need more for yourself than for anything. Because once you're really like locked into your heart, then you can help other people, you can support other people, but it has to come from a heart place.
And that's a reoccurring theme that we've noticed with quite a few people just in the last week. And it's funny because, and for us as well, it's
Right.
good reminders for us as well. It's like, stop thinking about things so much, stop trying to make pieces fit because your brain thinks that's where they need to go. It's really about stopping, taking a minute, breathing into your heart, and seeing what you feel about situations, and feel, you know, even right on down to driving down the road, like, God, I feel like I want to go to the right and I don't know why. Well, that's your heart talking to you, and there's something there for you. There's a trail of breadcrumbs that Spirit's trying to lay out for you that you need to follow, you know. And who knows, energetically we all end up in different places because our energy is needed there. Might find yourself standing someplace, going someplace that you have no clue, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to have a clue. You just have to follow your heart.
Yeah, and that, I really feel like that is a huge. It's huge right now, that the heart opening.
That component.
Yes, and it is also too praying for others, not just yourself. When you're in a situation, it's very interesting. Like the last few days, it's been like, oh, I've got this thing going on, and it's not moving. I don't know what to do. Nothing's moving. Well, it's like you have to pray for that person. Who's that person that's fixing your car, that you were in? Maybe it's an old relationship that you just feel like keeps coming up. Pray for the person. It's, you know, pray for yourself, but also pray for that person. Give that person the prayers and blessings, because it may be that is what the block is, or the holdup is that that person needs your prayers specifically.
And that's something I've experienced personally in the last couple of weeks. And, I prayed for the situation. Of course, I prayed for it to come out how I wanted it to come out, which, a little bit of ego in there. But good self-check on that one. And then, praying that things speed up, praying that all the blocks be removed. And then I think like 4 days ago, we were getting similar things for other people. And Mary looked at me and said, have you prayed for that person? Because it feels like they're going through a hard time. And I was like, I never thought about their hard time. I'm too busy waiting for my hard time to end, So,
Right.
hello.
Yes.
Woke me up on that one.
Mhm.
And then we've been getting that reoccurring theme for people, like people you've been in relationship with, pray for them. People that have given you a hard time throughout your life, pray for them.
Yeah, if somebody has, caused you strife at work, or, there's, pray for them. Pray for the whole, if it's a corporation, if it's if it's like the school system, if it's the government, pray for all of those institutions, because it is at this point that all of those things that we kind of take for granted, need prayers.
And it feels like those prayers are lifting and lifting and lifting, and we need to do that more and more without judgment, without ego, just knowing that the right people be empowered to make the right decisions for the earth as a whole and people as a whole. That's kind of giving me chills. So. The other thing that we want to talk about, and it kind of goes with this, is that there has seemed to be a switch off or a trade off in those who hold power, and I'm not talking politically because we will never talk about politics here, but it's changing of the guard, so to speak, with healers, energetic workers, the older shamans moving into a space where they're starting to hold space more and more, and allowing room. That's giving me chills too. Allowing room for the newbies, which some of these newbies, they're not that new. They've been doing this their whole life, and they need to step into their power.
Right, and they're amazing.
So, and that kind of goes along with that awakening process, but it's also, it's time. It's time for new healers, new readers. There's a lot of hidden healers, we call them, that come in here that want to know about this, that, or the other, and it's like, oh yeah, do you do Reiki? Do you do this? Yeah. Or I thought about it.
Or just with my family. Yeah.
Right. But those people are points of light on this earth, just as we all are, but their energy is helping to lift. So it's more and more and more important that those that feel that call step into their own power. There was a lady the other day, I think, who, started out doing something that made her happy, and then, life makes you go a left turn, and then you're doing something else, and it was like, yeah, but that was part of your purpose. It may seem trivial, or like as what society would consider a sideline to your life right now, but that sideline is an important part of who you are.
Yeah, especially those sidelines that are your passion and your talent, and that you have, that the love comes through. It's very interesting because Leigh and I will buy, different crystals, different jewelry pieces, and we love them. And it's like, oh my God, we love them. And they really get sold first because we love them. It does make me sad though sometimes, but most of the time it is that love, and it's coming, and it is coming
People
back to
it.
that heart, and they feel it. So it's just, coming back to the heart.
And letting that be the motivator. And I think that's
And the place where we all sit in our hearts.
paying more and more attention as we move forward. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yes, and we'd like to give thanks to Joan. We did drink some of our coffee, so thank you. And we appreciate all of you.
Have a great day. Thank you.